trade where you press the sell button.
Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin, with Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Pros Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy.
And I'm Denise. And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Check it out. No video this morning, Jason. Again. No video again. Hey, Brother Jason's here, man. Have a seat, Brother Jason. Boy, I can't even breathe this morning, Jason. Whew. Man, I can't breathe today. I don't know, man. I'm just out of breath. Are you there? You got the wrong headset on, Bubba. Man, we're all out of sorts this morning. Man, I get on here. You know, it's because we have a special guest, VIP, here this morning, and already started the show. Can't even get things running, you know. Third-rate production this morning. Oh, wait. Hold on, Jason. Hold on. Watch this. Look, I tricked you. Watch. You can put that other one back on. Here we go. There we go. I got you now, buddy.
Oh, you got me now?
There we go. Got two Jasons in the house this morning,
I'm telling you.
Woo, doggy.
Y'all are lucky today.
That's when you know you're from East Texas, whenever you say, woo, doggy.
Uh-huh.
Welcome in.
Welcome
Good to see you, buddy.
How are you, buddy?
Man, you decided to bail on me the past week or two.
Man, come on.
Acting like, oh, I'm busy, Bubba. I got this going on, Bubba. You know, trying to be friendly, call me Bubba, and then really just didn't want to be here.
No, it wasn't that I didn't want to be here. Just that life happens.
I got a call from you. Oh, yeah, I don't really want to be there this morning.
No, I don't think that was it.
I don't really care for that show anymore, Rob.
Yeah, okay.
That's not Jason. That's not Brother Thompson.
No.
We're just giving you a hard time.
Oh, I know.
Well, welcome in as we get rolling. How about 480 episodes today?
480.
480 today, man.
Well, at least it's not 420.
No, that's right. 480 today, and
cool.
20 more. We'll be at 500. So in a month, a little over a month, we'll be at I don't know when that's going to fall yet. And we're going to have a special celebration here. I'm going to get a net, put it up on this whole ceiling, get some balloons.
We're going to make sure that Billy is here because I don't think he's ever experienced a balloon drop.
I'm wondering, we got a remote show scheduled for the museum, for the Sam Houston Museum over there. We're going to go with our on location.
Really?
Forget what we saw.
What day of the week?
Hometown Spotlight. It's a Friday.
Oh, man.
And I'm hoping it doesn't fall on the Friday of the 500th episode. It could.
It could.
I
might have to drop in that day.
You may have to come on down there and get the rest of it.
Let's go see my buddy Derek.
Derek Birdsall, good man.
He is.
Well, welcome in. Some breaking news this morning. We may not make it to 500 episodes. Okay.
We're not going to make it to 500?
I'm going to switch gears here a little bit this morning, friends. And, I said that it was I wanted to be here, and I love what I get to do at the church, but we may not get to 500 episodes.
Come on now.
I had a call yesterday with a talent agency group in the college broadcasting world, and
no, come on now.
Yeah, and let's just say that an opportunity came up in the Lubbock area with a certain school that I agreed to, the Red Raiders.
Really?
And so I will be heading out in a couple of weeks, and it's been a fun. Just kidding, April Fools. Just kidding, April Fools.
You're bad. I know. I was thinking, man, I won't have to come up here. Don't have to listen to his mess anymore. No,
now, somebody's going to clip that little 10-second snippet, and then this, Buzzy's going to be flying around Huntsville, and everybody's here, did you hear Rob's leaving? And then you're going to hear all these people, like, you'll see these cheering signs, yeah, and then they're going to no, he's staying, oh. So, that's the way it's going to roll this morning.
Well, I knew that you weren't going to leave because I didn't see it on an episode of The Simpsons.
Brother, yeah, that's right. They foretell everything, man.
They do.
The good news. Well, for some of you, it's the bad news. But the good news is I ain't going anywhere, man. I love what just this community, and just the privilege to do this show, and not just this show, but our platform, and then more importantly, even in all that, just being here on staff at First, man. I love what the Lord's doing here at our church, and man, I was talking to Jason, our pastor, the other day, man. I was telling him, I was joking around with him. Where I used to work, and I knew that I would be leaving. And I started maybe prematurely cleaning out my office, and the GM walked in and said, "Oh, you're cleaning up your office?" I said, "Yeah, it's just a little messy," but I knew that I was going to be leaving. And I was just, nothing bad. I was just ready to get out.
Oh, I understand.
I had the truck. I had the back then it was the Kia Optima, man. I had that thing popped open and loaded. We were dragging out of the back of there when I left.
One of the low riders like to see on a social media.
Bro, that thing had so much weight.
Squatting trucks.
The black smoke was coming out of the tailpipes of the Kia because it could hardly go. And then it was like a week later. I said, "Hey, sorry, I took another job." And, "Oh, I knew because you were cleaning out your office." I said, "Yeah, well, spring cleaning led to full cleaning."
Yeah, full clean.
And then Lord knows, well, good night, man. Isn't it amazing how the Lord works? You think that this is it, and then all of a sudden here this is. Yep. Even with you, man. Look at the doors that God has opened up, man.
I'm just saying that it's when you finally figure it out, you might be 20 or you might be 48. I was 48. I figured had a little rough spot, and the good Lord was like, "No, I got to break you and fix you."
Wait a minute, you're not 50 yet?
No.
All these years, man, I thought you were about to hit 60, brother.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding, man.
Come on, man. I ain't that old.
But you're right. I know, Jason. I'm just giving you a hard time, man. April Fools.
I know.
You can get away with everything today, April Fools.
I know.
You think about it, though, and like I said, and here's a little inspiration. We cut up and joke and have fun on this show, but there's always some inspiration. The inspiration is this, man. Don't ever feel like you haven't achieved what you've set out to achieve. Or maybe the way to word it is, don't ever feel like you don't have a purpose.
No, because when you figure out what your purpose is, then you figure out that's just what you want to do. And nothing else that fills that void.
Mm-mm. And I was thinking last night, along our journey, some people are gonna forget about you.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lady yesterday, and I thought about this because I thought about some people that I'd met along my journey in life, and I started thinking, man, I haven't heard from some of those people anymore, and it's just weird how life works. Well,
right.
But I got a message out of the blue from a friend of mine all the way up in Fargo named Patty. She used to cut my hair, and she randomly I hadn't heard from her in 2 years, man. I developed a really good friendship with this lady when I was up there. She started cutting my hair, and I found a mom, kind of like Odell, man. I found this mom and pop barbershop.
Yeah, those are the best kind.
And she's just a wonderful lady. Well, out of the blue, she messaged me and said, hey, I just wanted to say hi. And she said something about I've enjoyed watching your little ones grow up, seeing pictures of them. And she goes, I was just thinking of you. And that meant the world to me yesterday. Yeah. But it got me to start thinking about people that I used to really talk to a lot that I don't talk to anymore. And I had this thought that I put out on X, on Twitter. I can't call it X. It just sounds boring. Twitter sounds better. And I said this.
X reminds me of like what you used to see in the red light district.
Yeah, something like that, or on America's Got Talent, like you're out.
Yeah, you're out.
Boy, I was watching what's that other one? American Idol last night. I don't ever. If Bridget watches it, I gotta watch it. And man, I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice, but I'll tell you what, those shows she watches, I get into them, and I get a little fired up when I see some of these things and hear some of it. And man, I was sitting there last night like, nah, get off, you're done. And Bridget was like, no, he's really good. I was like, that guy's not good. Get that dude off the stage. Bring on the next one. So that's what I think of when I think of Twitter. That. But I posted this last night, and maybe this is you this morning. I'm not saying this was about me. But I was thinking about people that maybe had forgotten about me, and I don't mean that in a self-righteous way, but we all have people in our life that maybe we feel have forgotten about us from time to time. And I posted this, and I want you all to hear this because I guarantee there's somebody out there this morning that feels forgotten. Mm-hmm. And the message is this: just because some people may have forgotten you doesn't mean that God has. You may feel overlooked, undervalued. Maybe some of you in your journey now you feel irrelevant. But the one, and you know who I'm talking about, capital O, the one who created you still sees you, loves you, and has a purpose for you. Mm-hmm. And my reminder this morning is to stay faithful and stay encouraged no matter what season you're going through. The Lord's not finished with you.
Nope.
And I heard it from a preacher years ago that said he's not going to bring you this far to leave you.
And I'll be honest, that's kind of spot on to some of the stuff that's happened to me in the last couple of years. Had to have a reality check. Old boy knew I was hard headed, so he.
I like this is when man, that when Jason's over here talking about the Lord and he says, "Oh boy knew." I love it, man. I love it, brother.
He knew he knew I needed to be taken down and pointed in a different direction.
Yeah,
that's it in a nutshell.
You never know where the journey of life is going to take you, and it's amazing though.
It really is. Without going in a bunch of details, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time, and was cared for by the right people to make sure I was still here today.
We had a text message come in this morning. I don't want to give the full details just for privacy, but one of our faithful viewers this morning, her husband had an emergency come up, and he has a detached retina, and that is not a good thing.
No.
And he's got an emergency surgery coming up at noon today.
Ooh.
And so please keep that family and that man in your prayers. They are good friends of this platform. They have been watching this show since day. Well, I know she does. I don't know if he does, but I'm sure he does too. But they're good friends of our program, and just keep them in your prayers this morning. Again, he's got an emergency surgery at noon today, and so we know. My cousin actually had that, and not just one, but both of them happened. And he was a cabinet maker, and he was down for a while after that, and he never, because it was both, he never fully regained complete vision in those eyes. He could see and he could drive and all that, but he had to get different glasses and all that. But unfortunately, he could never get back into the cabinet making because of those detached retinas. It was both of them, man. So in a sense, I can't put myself in someone else's shoes, but in a sense, I can understand a little bit about what's happening this morning with that particular gentleman.
You know, if you've never gone without good, clear vision, you know, like even wearing glasses and you still blind, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Not. Do you wear contacts or anything? Glasses?
Not anymore.
Did you get the LASIK or something back in the day?
I had PRK, but then about 3 years ago, I developed cataracts.
Oh man, what's PRK?
It's like LASIK. Instead of cutting a little flap in your lens, they just basically take this thing that looks like one of them handheld toothbrushes, and they take the lens completely off the eye, and then they shoot it with a laser.
Oh man!
And then they let it heal.
But you know, I heard your eyeball don't have any feeling in it. Is that a
bull
bull butter?
I will say 100% that's bull butter.
Bull butter. All right. Tyson Turkey Farms opened up on that one, man, down the street.
No. I need some waiters for that one, like the chest ones.
Well, hey, we got a great show lined up this morning. We do want to welcome all of you in. A big shout-out, as always, to our friend Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com for all your jewelry needs. Go see our great friend Elliot Herzlich. You see my co-host with us every single week, and on Tuesday it's Jason Thompson of Guardian Defense, also working with Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. And you know, I say this every day because I still run across people that say, oh, we love the show, but they don't realize we have the website. And the website's gaining a lot of traffic, about 600 to 700 visitors a day. We don't charge for any of the content at all on our website, and that's thank you to our foundation sponsors. We have many folks that are involved in that, you know, of course, Monday through Friday. And then also folks that you don't hear a lot about, like Sam Moak, who has an article that he puts out on our platform once a week. That's the Legal Corner. Also our friends at Huntsville Executive Office Suites. We appreciate them. They had a beautiful grand opening just a couple of last week.
You post some pictures of that?
Yeah, I didn't make it to the ribbon cutting because I had to run down to Conroe to grab something late. And then I jetted over there about 6 o'clock, and they were still rocking and rolling over there.
Awesome.
But that is premier Class A office space. There's nothing like it in Huntsville. It's absolutely beautiful, and they've got plenty of opportunities. Maybe you're a small business. Maybe you're an accountant working out of your house, you know, and you say, hey, I need a professional spot where I can have my office and meet with clients, but I can't afford $500, $600, $700 a month. Well, they got office spaces starting out at $350 a month.
That's not bad.
And that includes full concierge service. I mean, everything you can think of, they're offering it over there. That is our friends at Huntsville Executive Office Suites. You can go to their website, by the way. It is huntsvilleworkspace.com for more information. So, you know, there's a lot of folks behind the scenes. Terry Coleman, our real estate expert, she's an ongoing supporter of this platform. And so if you see any of these folks around town, especially our foundation sponsors like Jason, go up and tell them thank you, because we promote the good in this community. There is a place for all news. You know, our local paper does a great job with that. Other media around the area, they do a wonderful job. You know, our friends at K-Star 99.7, Sherry Ingram over there, she's the sales rep, but they do a wonderful job, you know, promoting what's going on around the area. And people need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
you need to stay local and keep up what's going on. It's like, you know, last weekend I was at work, and a young man comes up and goes, man, how do I find out what's going on in Huntsville? And I said, here, you need to write that in. I just wrote it down on a pad and said, here's a website. Well, how do you know about that? I said, because we do a podcast. You know, he does a podcast every day, and this is part of it. If you want to know the good stuff that's going on in Huntsville, what to do, he's got it on the website. Well,
I appreciate that. And what I was mentioning earlier about the other media, you know, the other media has to cover the negative. You just have to. People need to know what's going on. Our platform it has chose a different direction just for what we do. I'm not knocking any other media because they're important. But we just promote the good. We stay away from politics. If we do get into politics, we joke around on both sides. On the if you hear the Rick's top 10 list on a Wednesday, we always throw in a jab against both sides, you know, to make it kind of fun. So it's like old school late night TV when they would joke with both.
Well, you know, like the old TV shows that aren't on anymore because it hurts people's feelings.
Yeah, Gunsmoke, boy, that's a tough one, you know, or the Twilight Zone.
I was thinking about other shows.
Did that one get you fired up, the Twilight Zone, Jason?
No.
I can't believe William Shatner's out in that plane with that monster on the wing. Getting angry. Just kidding, man.
I wasn't big on the Twilight Zone.
Boy, I tell you, the Andy Griffith Show, that's just. I mean,
No, that's good TV.
No, I mean that's the worst. If you got a family, you stay away from that show. That's horrible.
No, it is not.
That's about the most family-friendly show you can watch.
Hey, do you know why everybody was happy on that show? You ever notice
something in the water there in Mayberry? What?
They were all single.
Oh, well, I never thought about that.
Ain't none of them, and none of the stars, they were never married.
I didn't think about that, man.
You think about you go back and think about it. None of them's married.
Well,
not saying that I don't want to be married, but it's kind of funny how all the characters that were in that show, none of them were married.
See, there's a hidden agenda in there too. It's always lurking right around the corner. Thanks a lot.
Is. Yeah.
Although Andy had a girlfriend on the show.
He always had this girl.
He was a ladies' man.
He was, and Barney tried to be, but he didn't have much luck.
I'd be like Barney if that was me on that.
Oh, come on, yeah.
Hey, we're gonna lock you up for the night, my buddy.
Was that like Barney / with Goofy?
I guess. I don't know, man. I can't.
It sound more like Goofy than it did Barney.
I can't do voices, Jason.
Yeah, you do.
Well, speaking of Jason, we got 2 Jasons in the house today, and you're gonna meet one of them here in just a few moments. The other one, you already met one, Jason Thompson.
Hey, there's another Jason Thompson in town.
Is there really?
Yeah.
What does he do?
Man, he's done lots of things. I think he's driving trucks right now.
I think he's got a new gun range called Guardian Offense.
No. He don't do that.
He decided to start. He got Guardian Defense. He decided to start Guardian Offense.
No, he didn't do that. No, he's a good guy. I know him. We went to school at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, that had to be fun in school.
Yeah, well, if one of us got in trouble, the other one usually had to go to the office.
That's perfect, man.
It was.
I like that. Well, one last joke here. HEB, the family.
Yeah.
Henry Edward Butt. Don't laugh. B-U-T-T. My last name's Hip. So HEB, that's what HEB, that's the family name, Henry Edward Butt. The Butts family started HEB in Kerrville, Texas years ago. I think it was 1920. Well, I was talking to my cousin the other day, and his last name is Thumb, Thumm, and my last name is Hip, Hipp. I said, boy, we ought to get to know that family and start a law firm. You know how great that would be? Hip, Butt, and Thumb, law firm. That sounds like fun. That sounds like some people that really got you covered.
Yeah.
Imagine a commercial on TV, a car injury commercial on TV.
Yeah.
And you hear, have you been hit by an 18-wheeler? Call the friends at Hip, Butt, and Thumb. They've got your full body covered. I think we got a chance, man.
No, you probably do. Yeah, I mean, it's like what's the home insurance attorney down in Houston? He had some pretty wild ads here recently. Because his last name is Dick, D-Y-C-K.
Oh, yeah, we already know where that one's going. Yeah, so he's
no, but he used that to his advantage.
There was a guy in San Antonio, car salesman named Charles Damm, D-A-M-M, and he had a slogan. And I'm not cursing. We're in the church. I'm not cursing, but it was the slogan was Damm, good car, D-A-M-M, Damm, good price. And that was the slogan of his commercials. I'll never forget in San Antonio watching Ken's television. That guy would come on, do 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 do. That was the jingle with his name in there.
Well, it was like when I was a young man, we got our insurance benefits package and stuff like that. And back in the day, they give you this like binder book of physicians that were in your network. And we're sitting there going through there, and God's honest truth.
Wait, is the name family friendly, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay. I just got to make sure. Okay.
His first name was Seymour.
Oh, and then I know the last name already.
His last name was Butts. Does anybody want to guess what his specialty was?
Colonoscopies.
He was a colon and rectal surgeon. I about fell over.
Are you kidding me?
God's honest truth.
That has to be a joke, man.
It was not a joke. I thought it was too. I called the office.
You have to think about when
his real name was Seymour, his initial, and it was Butts.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
I was like, "There's no way," because it has their names, and I'm just going through names, and then below it, in smaller print, it says what their practice
there
is.
It was.
And I was like, oh, my God.
I got to call that guy.
I said, this has got to be a joke. Let's call him. So we did on speakerphone.
And that wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke. He was a real doctor.
You got to think about that. When this child was born, the dad was sitting there like, my boy's going to become a surgeon. We're going to name him Seymour. And there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, here, look at this one. Autumn Wheaton joined. Good morning. This is funny. She said, I had a dentist one time named Dr. Moeller.
Yeah, there was.
Dr. Moeller.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's great. Well, hey, we're going to take a break. Many of you are joining us. Do us a favor. I know we're having a good time this morning, but I would love for you to like and share this broadcast. Let folks know that we're out there today and help us continue celebrating the good in our community. A lot of great things happening here in Huntsville. The Walker County Fair continues on, and we do have a little bit of...
What's today? Tuesday.
Yeah.
So today would probably be, was it rabbits during the day and pigs tonight?
I don't know that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the way it used to be.
That's here.
And then tomorrow night's like the really big show night because that's when the steers show.
See, they're going. This time of the year. You don't go by like 7 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You go by animals.
Yeah.
Well, what time? Well, it's about time for the pigs.
Yeah, like 7 o'clock last night. That would have been about the lamb show.
Yeah.
If history was the same.
Well, Ma, what time you want to eat? Well, about time the lambs come out.
Yeah.
So that people know what that is.
That's it.
All right. Well, let's take a brief break. Hey, I got something I'm going to give away today. I have no idea what it is, but we're going to find something to give away.
We're going to find something to give away. I should brought.
I
I got a couple of things at the house to bring up here.
I got a shelf of stuff over there. I'll dig up something. You know what? How about a little swag bag? We haven't given away one of those in a while. I got a swag bag full of some Hello Huntsville and Spirit Radio FM goodies, and all you got to do is text in the keyword aware. Aware. We made the keyword aware in honor of a very important month. We had on our friends from CASA yesterday. It is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and that is something near and dear to the CASA organization. And so we chose this week to make the keyword aware to help bring awareness to a very serious thing that goes on not just here, but literally all over the world. And we want to put a stop to that. And our friends at CASA are working hard and educating families, and they're there for the children. The most vulnerable people on earth are our little children. And so this week we're honoring children with that word aware. But you can text that in this morning, aware, A-W-A-R-E, along with your name, on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Your chance to win a prize pack. We're going to give away a little swag bag this morning here on Good Morning Huntsville. Again, that Zero Degree Creations phone line at 936-339-0139. As always, our Tactical Tuesdays brought to you by our friends at Guardian Defense, all things personal safety. They've got a gun range, guns, and much more. Anything you need to protect you and your family, you can find it at Guardian Defense. They'll also train you and get you equipped.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can do.
Yep, absolutely. Go to their website, guardiandefensellc.com. We'll step aside. We'll take a brief break, and Jason Brandolini, the new president and CEO of the Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce, joins us when I thought he may walk out after this first segment, but he's still here.
He's still here. He was debating, man. I saw him leaning towards that door a couple of times. He's like, I don't know if I can handle these two characters.
Not sure, man. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Looking for the perfect office space? Drive success with premier office spaces in Huntsville at Huntsville Executive Office Suites. Raven Property Management has moved in, and we're on site ready to give you a tour at 2503 Lake Road. Whether you're a startup, small business, or an established company, our Class A offices provide the professional environment you need to thrive. Flexible leases, modern amenities, and a prime location. This is where business gets done. Execute your success today. Visit HuntsvilleWorkspace.com to schedule your tour.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
This is Deneen with Guardian Defense, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today. Braylon, say, "This is Spirit Radio."
This is Spirit Radio.
Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit of Huntsville, Spirit 94.3.
Oh, one day we'll be on 94.3.
Yeah.
We got about $20,000 to raise. But you can listen on the Spirit Radio FM app and enjoy the show on the go, on the audio. But in all seriousness, we are going to be running a campaign soon to help raise those funds. We're doing a lot of work here at FBC, but this is a community radio station that we're building, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. So stay tuned. We do have some opportunities to get engaged. Hey, 65 degrees, wonderful, 90% humidity already.
That's why
this
you
morning.
can't breathe, man. You're having to chew.
82 today.
We're spoilt on that low humidity.
Yep.
Well, we need that humidity. Maybe it'll slow down the grass fires.
71 tonight, 30% chance. Rain back in the forecast a little bit tomorrow, and then it's going to really hit us back on the weekend.
Yeah,
Friday through
Thursday,
Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. Anybody know why?
There's a cold front, right?
Well,
chilly
but
front.
do you know the real reason?
No.
Barbecue cook-off at Walker County Fair.
Well, how about Sunday? 62 degrees for a high.
Yeah.
46 on Sunday night. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, hey, always when we have guests on, I keep the camera off of them for the first few seconds.
Yeah, you didn't even turn his mic on. I was in.
And now the mic is on, and I don't have the official greeter horn. Someone stole it when we moved over here. So if you want to purchase a greeter horn for us, Rick Boning, we'd love another one.
Rick, are you listening, Rick?
Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Bam, there he is, the man.
Good
with
morning.
The plan. Good to see you, Jason.
Great to see you, Rob. How you doing?
Good. Jason Brandolini joining us this morning.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
It's going to get a little confusing this morning because I got two Jasons here.
Well, you
with
just
us.
call me Bubba. That's fine.
I'll say Bubba. So if I say
Yeah.
Bubba, then it's him.
Yeah.
But Jason Brandolini, a wonderful, great asset to our community. He is the new Walker County, Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce president and CEO. Jason, man, we had conversed, I guess, a little bit on Facebook. Then I finally got to meet you face to face down when we had the March to Sam Houston.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. But, man, let us know a little bit about your journey. Someone was asking me the other day, what do you think of this new Jason? I say he's just down to earth. He's a good guy. And we're thrilled to have you. Let us know a little bit about your journey here to Huntsville, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate being here with you, gentlemen. I've enjoyed it so far. Couldn't be any more happier, blessed to be here in Huntsville and Walker County. Great people. It's just a great place, and I've known that for a while. But now that I'm here, I mean, I believe it to my core. Kind of had the opportunity in life to travel the world. Been overseas, all over the country. Grew up and lived a lot of my earlier life in the East Coast. Enjoyed being close to the water, outdoor activities. But wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, so I kind of got the opportunity to bounce around a little bit, do a few things in life. And through having a couple businesses, got connected earlier on with the Chamber of Commerce where I lived, and really just found a great camaraderie there and thought, what a great organization. And after I had sold out of my businesses and decided that I enjoyed working with people, I got the opportunity to work with the Chamber and kind of really bring on those people that were new to businesses, kind of go through the pitfalls and the issues that maybe I had made the mistakes with trying to prevent someone else going through it. And time ended up in Tomball with some very good friends with Bruce Hilgeis, who's been there for 30 years and has a great team. And really learned and honed the craft and have done that for about 3 years. And through the networking of all the different chamber groups, one of the things that was presented was an opportunity to come to Huntsville. And my wife went to Sam, did her undergrad, both her undergrads and her master's here, knows the area well, and we've traveled here many times. Like to go to the state forest a lot on the weekends when time permits. So I thought, God's just telling me this is where I need to be. This is an opportunity that, sometimes you wonder, God, what's my path? Where am I supposed to be? This time he dropped it in my lap several times. And I thought, there's no question what you're calling me to do. So I had the opportunity to interview with the board, and as fortune would have it, I'm here now and ready to engage and be in this community.
Well, it's great. One thing that I love, Jason, is just the all-in aspect of you and your family. I mean, your wife had went to Sam Houston, so there was already somewhat of a connection there. But when I say all in, man, you talked about your journeys from the East Coast and then, all over the world, literally, and then the East Coast and then hitting over to Tomball and then being here. But you wanted to become an official Texan. You said, you know what? Enough is enough. And you have been officially baptized a Texan. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, that was amazing. No secret, I am born and raised originally from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm happy to be from there. But I've enjoyed being in Texas for the last couple decades. But not being an official blood-born Texan here, I feel like I was missing out a little bit. So what a great opportunity. So I don't know how many years that's been going on, but with the march down to Sam Houston's memorial site and the event to become baptized a Texan, it was fun. It was exciting. It was an honor. It was I think the largest crowd they ever had. I can't remember. He's 81, 82, 83 people showed up that day. And, it was just great. We get to walk around, meet some folks, do the oath. So pledge my allegiance and efforts to Texas from here till the day I die. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm now officially a Texan and happy and proud to be so.
Well, that's great, man. There's always a running joke here in Texas about, where are you from? Where are you from? Well, all jokes can be put to rest when you officially become a Texan. So you are official, my friend.
Well, fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. I don't know how much it'll hold up to some of these natural-born Texans, but I've got the paper to prove it, so hopefully that works.
Well, that's good. good, man.
It's a good start anyway.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Thanks, Jason.
Well, again, Jason Brandolini joining us. He is the Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce president and CEO. 2 weeks into the job now.
Yes.
What were maybe some of the expectations that you had going in, and how have things been? I know we're only 2 weeks in, but maybe let us know a little bit about what you were thinking heading in and what it's been like these first 2 weeks.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you, the expectation was really just kind of the internal one I built up. That I hope that my belief of what Huntsville has, what Walker County has, as far as a great rich history, but budding and growing and continuing to make an impact. Is going to continue while I'm here. And so far, that's all I've seen. Everyone has been wonderful and gracious. There's a lot of good, hardworking people here who absolutely love this community, who are pouring their heart and soul into making sure that it's a good place to live, to raise your families. And not only seeing the longevity of some of the families that have been here for decades and maybe even beyond a century, but some of the new folks that couldn't wait to get here. Mm-hmm. And everyone's just involved 100%. I love it. And so my expectation was that I was going to be able to fit in with the group. And so far the last 2 weeks, no one's thrown me out of here yet. But it's been great. The board, the staff, they've been amazing. They've obviously been doing a great job prior to me getting here. So they've given me a well-oiled machine that I can just kind of continue to pick up and run the ball with. So hopefully I'm going to meet their expectations more than everyone else meeting mine, because they've already exceeded it, I think, at this point.
Awesome. Well, one of the things, we were talking in between the breaks, and I knew a little bit about your journey in Tomball. You were working a lot with membership there and being involved. You talked a little bit earlier just about kind of your connection to the chamber. Maybe there's a small business out there this morning that's saying, I've always wanted to join the chamber, but I haven't for whatever reason, X, Y, and Z. You can name a million reasons in life why you don't do something. What would you say to that business owner about joining the chamber? Why is it so important to be a part of your local chamber?
Sure. Being part of the local chambers is like being part of your community. We touch so many facets. We're intertwined with one another. We all shop in the same locations. Our kids go to the same schools. We go to the same houses of worship. So it's really just an interconnectivity that we all can bond together over. So if you're not sure, come by and see us. We'd love to talk to you, see where you're at right now. We have resources available to you. We'd love to kind of find out what your passions are, what your expectations are, what your hopes are, and kind of see where our resources and our talents can align with that. We're working with an organization who is trying to ensure the best prosperity possible, and we do touch again on a lot of things that are not just business alone. We represent nonprofit organizations. We work with our local government, our local school district, and again all of our houses of worship. And what we really want to do is just make sure that we are working together to make sure that it's a beneficial, happy, wonderful place that will continue to thrive and grow. And so what we do at the chamber is really take all those aspects and see how or which ones those can be applied to you.
When I've had the privilege to own a couple of businesses over the years, and one of them, I've always said this, one thing that I've always said, if you're thinking about starting a business, you've got to be involved in the community.
Absolutely.
You have to be. Jason, you're a prime example of that, man.
Yeah, you have to be part of this community. And it's not just being in this group or that group. You have to be involved in multiple different groups, and it's not, your networking and stuff like that. And the Chambers is a great resource. They have lots of, different events on different days and different times. And the thing about the Chamber, in a past business, I was a member of the Chamber. Haven't joined it yet with this one, for whatever reason. But, one thing I have learned is if you don't plug in and get involved in the Chamber, then it's not really going to help you a whole lot. You can't just, go up and pay your dues and expect them to, basically haul people to your business.
Yeah, I've always said it
doesn't work that way.
I've always said that to people when they're thinking about starting a business. You've got to get plugged in. I've always said at least two things. One of them is absolutely your local Chamber of Commerce, and I say that based on experience from Georgetown when I was there. I was a young person and 20 years old at the time, and had the opportunity to start this computer business. Without that chamber, I would have never got started. And there was a lot of mentors that I met there. And you mentioned earlier, it's not just helping business.
That's what he was talking about is, being able to navigate people through some pitfalls and stuff like that. Well, guys, what's the difference in a wise man and a greatly wise man? A wise man learns from his mistakes. a great wise man learns from someone else's mistakes.
Good.
Well, I think I probably fall in that wise man category right now.
same.
So I made plenty of mistakes for someone else to be wiser. But that's true. I appreciate that people trust that the chamber or any organization joining is going to be there to assist them. And we do try to do what we can, even if you can't be involved. Sometimes we know people are busy. Some of these businesses may want to have a few people available.
Especially if you're like myself. I mean, we're a family-owned business. It's myself and my wife, and then about a third of the time I have my youngest son to help, and other than that, it's us.
It's hard. It's difficult, and we appreciate especially those individuals and businesses. I mean, I see 97% or so of most businesses across the country are less than 10 employees.
Mm-hmm.
And again, whether that's family or friends or otherwise, but that's the backbone of this country, and those are the people that make things work and our economy keep going forward, but know that they can't do everything. So that's where hopefully the chamber is able to kind of come in and see what kind of options are available for you to assist. But I agree, you don't always have to come to our events in order to be involved and to get the relationships developed, but it does definitely help. People want to know you, and when people get to know who you are, they trust you, and those relationships can go beyond just a business transaction aspect.
Right, and that's where the best marketing money that you can, the cheapest and the most effective is word of mouth.
Yes, absolutely.
And if people don't know you, then they can't talk about you. Mm-hmm. So the chamber is a good way to plug in and
chamber generates word of mouth.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes it's not always good.
Sometimes it can be a little questionable.
But that can be in any group, though. Really, guys. I mean, think about it.
Well, we choose to always, promote the positive. And I'll tell you one thing, that the chamber has been such an invaluable resource for me. When I first came to Huntsville, there was 3 people involved that really got me plugged in. And they were all 3 of them were very, very active in the chamber. And that's where the relationship started. And many of our sponsors here on this program are involved. And if someone's not involved, they're connected to somebody that's involved.
Right.
I want to encourage you this morning, go by, see Jason, give him a handshake, tell him hello, and let him know you appreciate him.
And visit with him, see where his plans and stuff. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And I'm an open book. I mean, I'm here to help. God has blessed me to be here. And as you were talking earlier about, taking a while to kind of figure out, where our purpose is. And, I think it's being that individual just kind of get people to the next level, the next step of things. I'm not the person that's going to say, hey, you should do this, you should do that. My job is really to say, where can I help you best right now? And, for however long I get to be around with you, that's great. But I want to see you go on and succeed. And that's the satisfaction I get is knowing that people are able to continue on whatever their heart or their path is, and knowing that I was able to share that experience a little bit with them.
Well, Jason, this could be give us a Cliff's Notes version of this one, because this could be like a month-long series. But kind of talk about maybe some of your ideas or your vision for the local chamber here in Huntsville and Walker County.
Sure, absolutely. Well, and I think that's existed for a while with some of the staff, but really it's just to be the face of someone to say, you know what, I know that guy walking down the street, and I know he's going to be able to say hi to me. He's going to know who my family is, and really be able to push and promote me when he's talking to somebody else. I want to be that resource for the community itself, whether you're a business owner or not. But my visions are really just to kind of start opening up our doors to see how can we get more groups involved together. We've got a great relationship with Sam Houston State University. Student organizations are there, HISD, HMH. There's a lot of entities that are already kind of working together, but we don't maybe always meet at the same location, and we don't always get to bring the general public out. So we're going to start having some quarterly luncheons. We have one coming up in May that we're going to be celebrating our fire department with their 100th anniversary.
Yeah, that's great.
We're very proud of that. Looking very forward to having Chief come out. We've got a new city manager. Scott's been great. Really appreciate him getting plugged in. He and I both started the same day. We both got to have a few minutes together a couple times and kind of thought, it's a lot going on, but we're really happy to be here. But how can we get the rest of the community to know all the parts and players here, and really just get connected? So we've got a chamber clay event that's going to be coming up in June, so we'll be posting some information about that. But just really want to be the place where folks know, hey, I can go there. I'm going to get a friendly face. I can get a cup of coffee or water, talk about what's going on, and walk away feeling like, hey, someone listened to me. I've got something valuable to go back out and to share with someone else in the community.
That's great, Jason. Yeah. Well, man, the local chamber, like I said, is such a great resource. Get plugged in, get involved. When we came here, I wanted to start a B&I group, and B&I's Business Network International. I was part of a B&I group in Georgetown. We passed a lot of referrals. It was great. So we were looking at that, alongside, of course, being heavily involved in the chamber. And once we started learning, I knew that B&I was expensive. I didn't know it was super expensive to get started as a new chapter.
Yeah,
and
it's a little costly.
So we immediately nixed, what is it, 86 of that? That's what they say in the service.
86,
and we
yes.
86 of that. And started an organization that's WCRC. Jason's a part of that, a huge part of that, and he's with the board. But we felt that the chamber was so valuable that our organization joined the chamber as a member. So maybe even if you already have a group out there that meets and gets together, a nonprofit, you can still join the chamber and extend your networking opportunities. That's what we did with WCRC.
Absolutely. I mean, we have a couple different groups as well that we have at the chamber. We have a weekly leads group. Not too different from B&I, where you have one entity, per kind of service organization that's allowed to be in there. But yes, I mean, there's other groups around as well, and we want to all work together. I mean, you can't be at every place at one time, so depending upon your availability, your proximity to things. But we appreciate that you all have been a part of it, and we encourage other people in the community. You don't have to just come see us as well. We do offer a lot of things, but there's a lot of other great people out there too. So look around, find where your most comfortable place is, where you find your people, and get invested.
I found, you mentioned there's two groups that the chamber has, the Thursday leads and the preferred partners on Tuesdays.
That's correct.
I was a member of preferred. The only reason that I had to drop out of preferred partners is because this doggone show decided to go to 7:30 instead of 7. And
I wonder who made that.
Yeah. It's very convenient. All of a sudden,
very
Jason.
convenient.
Some sort of executive. No, long story short, it's my wife and her job and our children, and then childcare and those kind of things. We had to bump the show up to 7:30, and one day. See, I get to use the children as kind of the reason for things, but one day...
Way to throw Bridget and the kids.
You just throw the kids under the bus.
I'm telling you, unbelievable.
It's not Bridget, it's the kids under the bus.
But I did bring this up, though, because that group, I'll tell you, when I was broadcasting for Sam Houston in the school district here, I'm going to tell you, almost every person in that group, in my preferred partners group, advertised with us. And it was because of that relationship that I was able to make. And it was such a privilege and a blessing to be a part of that group. And again... These are all the resources that the chamber has to get connected. And I always say this too, that, I've heard people over the years, not just the chamber, but any group, well, I pay this and I don't get anything out of it. My first question is, what are you doing? Because the chamber is going to provide the door, but it's up to you to go through the door. And you've got to go through the door. And once you go through the door, they're going to help you. They're going to be there. They're going to support you and guide you. But you have to get up and move. Someone had told me that you don't get reaction without action. You've got to get up and move around.
Well, action is much quicker than reaction.
Yeah. So you got to get up and you got to move. And I'm going to tell you what, once you do get involved, and I'm not saying you got to get involved in everything, but for me, with my work schedule, it's very difficult to go to a lot of things, especially with the children. Again, I'm not using an excuse, but
it sounds like an excuse.
It sounds a little like you.
But I say this because I found an area, and if you look, you're going to find an area, especially at the chamber. I found an area that I can serve and still promote the great things the chamber's doing. And I'm on our ambassador team.
You are.
That conveniently works for me because it's once a month, but I'm able to get out there and be involved. And then some of the ribbon cuttings I'm able to attend. And friends, just get involved, get plugged in. Jason wants to help you. Jason Brandolini wants to help. Jason Thompson wants to help you too, but Jason Brandolini
we both want to help you.
Yeah, that's it. We're people that like to help people. We're servants, so to speak.
Yes, that's exactly. Right. That's exactly what we are. And yes, there's a lot of things going on, so you don't have to necessarily be involved in everything. You don't have to be involved in certain things all the time. Again, your schedule is going to be erratic, like everyone else's. So as you have the opportunity, let's find the right thing for you or the right thing at the moment. We'd love to have you out there, but we do have things that may fit your schedule, your needs. So if you're not sure where that is right now, give us a call. We'd be absolutely happy to. Or please, better yet, come by and say hi, and let's shake hands and sit down together.
Awesome. Well, Jason, I kind of want to go back just briefly, in your journey, getting here to Huntsville. When did that opportunity kind of present itself, or when was kind of maybe the aha moment for you to say, you know what, Huntsville's it, man?
Sure. Well, again, I feel like the path was already laid before me. My wife and I had talked for a little bit of time. My wife, Kendra, has been down with MD Anderson, the medical center, for last 12 years. In fact, today is her 12th anniversary there.
Wow.
So congratulations.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. But we've enjoyed being up here all the time, and really just thought, when opportunity allows us to be here, we will. Our eldest son is a student here at Sam Houston State University.
Oh, that's even better.
A junior, yeah. So he's moving up here with his family. We have a grandson, and thought, boy, it'd just be really nice if we could get over here. And in a conversation that we had, again, with a bunch of other chamber executives, someone mentioned that the position was still available here, and I thought, that's interesting. And they said, would you be interested in joining? And the applicant search. And I said 100% I would. I don't think my wife or family would be very happy if I said no at this point. They're all trying to get here, and I can't be the one person that says no. So someone recognized in me that they thought my experience and my disposition and my sort of love of this area kind of fit hand in hand with everything, and it just made the most sense. So fortunately, I was able to, again, interview with the board a couple times, and they saw to it that I might be the person they'd like to have here. So it was really from the moment I heard it mentioned that it was in the back of my head, like, yes, this is what I want.
Awesome.
This is where I need to be, and try not to get too overly excited and hopeful, because that's when you get disappointed and let down. But that was not the path this time. It was to bring me here, and so it's been great. It's been 3 months to get here, but it couldn't come soon enough.
3 months in, and then 2 weeks officially on the job. But it's been a lot longer than that. You've been already plugged in and getting involved. Well, again, it's Jason Brandolini. Like I said when we first started, Jason, the first vibe that I got from you, man, was down to earth. That was the number one way that I can describe you. And when I think of that phrase, that's exactly what Huntsville is. It's good, down to earth people.
Yes.
And man, you've been a piece of the puzzle that has just fit in, even in these short 3 months, and now officially 2 weeks. You have fit so uniquely and perfectly into this community. And I'm excited about the future. And there's been great leadership in the past, and I know you're going to carry that torch and take it even further. And man, I'm excited about the opportunities that lie ahead for this community through your leadership with the Chamber.
Well, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here, and you've been a great friend through the whole thing. You've been great as far as an inspiration, too, how involved you are. And I want to be a lot like you when I get to grow up. Jason's a little bit younger than me, so I can't say, he maybe has the same thought. But you're a good man, and I appreciate it, and I'm happy to be here.
Rob's a great dude.
And I wanted to tell you this too. It's funny because you mentioned Brooklyn before, and I'll never forget. We had a management change at a place I worked at, and I found out that this guy was coming. He was originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Well, we'll hold that against him.
And I was like, oh man, how's this going to work? I'm going to tell you what. He ended up, and that was shame on me, because people develop stereotypes based on hearsay. Mm-hmm. Oh, if that person's from there, they probably are this way. I'm going to tell you what, that guy, to this day, I still talk to once a month. He became one of my greatest mentors in the radio business back in the day, and I still talk to him at least once a month. We still bounce ideas off each other.
That's great.
He ended up going to upstate New York to work. That's why he left this area. And I remember he goes, what do we got to do to get you here? And I said, well, if that Syracuse University up there has a job opening for a play-by-play guy, then I'll go. And so I never made it. Now he's back in Georgia, working back in Georgia now. But that's what I want to encourage people, a little bit more inspiration. Don't label people based on here or there. In fact, don't label people at all. We need to look at people uniquely and individually and find the good in everybody. And I guarantee that if you come across somebody at the core of everybody's heart, there is something good. And, welcome people into this community. That's what Huntsville does. And we have just opened our arms and welcomed in so many great. You guys have welcomed me in. Jason, you've been here your whole life. You welcomed me in. And let's extend that same opportunity and invitation to folks like Jason who are doing incredible work, who want to do great things here for us. So we appreciate you, man.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you guys very much. This has been great.
There he is, Jason Brandolini, here, your new Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce president and CEO. Go by and see him. And mention 10% off Hello Huntsville. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. 'Cause then he'll
April Fools.
Yeah,
April
Fools. He'll bill me for it. And I joke and say this though: the chamber membership is a very minimal investment. It's not like you're going to fork over $1,000 or much to be involved in the chamber. So do it. It's the best you can make.
Yeah, include it in your marketing plan for your budget next year. And if you're not sure how that may work, come by and see us. We've got options. It's important that we're just there for you and working together. So the money's, a thing on the side that we can talk about another time. But, it's you that's most important.
And when you do join, mention me that I'm the one that got you to join because I get ambassador points for that.
He does. So you can go ahead and say that.
Yeah. So if we get 50 points, man, I'll just get 10 of y'all to join. I'll be ambassador of the year. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm just kidding. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up here with Jason Brandolini. Go by and see him. Again, great asset to our community. And the chamber is a very important resource. So be plugged in and be involved. We're giving away some stuff today, a little prize pack.
Nice.
We used to say I was only in Fargo for a year, Jason.
Ooh,
but we said swag. It's pronounced swag. We're giving away a swag bag.
Yeah, you got to have that kind of Wisconsin, Minnesota kind of inflection there.
It tapers off in New York, though, right?
It does, yes.
Tapers off?
Yes, they like to leave the words off of the letters off of certain words like Mira, Coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah. It's it's POC.
Did you have that, or did it?
You know what? I will say I had a little bit, but I'm sorry for New York, but I was very fortunate that it fell off very quickly.
It fell off quickly.
So yes, it's one of those where you kind of hear some of those words and it just makes you kind of have just a little bit of a shudder, like, whew.
Well,
it's a little harsh.
When I came back to Texas, man,
somebody's turning that knife just
exactly, twisting it in.
When I came back to Texas, the "you betcha" was kind of stuck in there for a while, and I had to drop that off. Oh yeah, you betcha. Oh yeah. All right, text in the keyword AWARE. We're going to give away a prize pack today. AWARE, AWARE, along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. Jason and I will wrap it up. Jason Thompson and I will wrap it up when we come back. Stay with us. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
Hey there.
Well, doggone, it's gone, the old Smither Bridge. Huntsville, Texas, memories to unhinge. Across I-45, a mess to behold. Traffic backed up, tempers running cold.
Hey! You like this, Jason?
Folks remember
what are you gonna do when they rebuild
it?
Then I'll say,
now they're honking horns and saying pretty please.
I'll say it's back. Is it coming back?
Yeah, they're rebuilding.
But is it really going to be called the Smither Bridge?
Well, I don't know that it's going to be called the Smither Bridge, I'm sure.
Think about when somebody donates a ton of money to name a building and that building gets destroyed, then their name is gone.
Well, sometimes, but look at what they did. What down at Houston at the baseball field?
Minute Maid Park.
Minute Maid Park is no longer.
Yeah, now it's the
Dakin
Field. Dakin. I don't know what it is.
It's just it'll be that for a while, and then somebody else will write a bigger check, and they'll get their name on it.
Because I think about like in Waco, it was the Floyd Casey Stadium back in the day before they built the McLean Stadium.
Right.
I mean, they dumped. I wonder if there's like some sort of a contract when you say, "Hey, I'm going to pay you X amount," they'll guarantee it for 10 years or 20 years.
That's the way it works. I mean, that's. You know, if you look at like NRG Stadium, or you look at, out in the Phoenix area, it's it used to be like one of the universities, and now it's State Farm Field, or these big companies, that's how that's part of their publicity or their marketing.
But instead of the big companies, think of like the name, like just individuals though, and then the building gets tore down, and it's like. I just spit all over you when I said tour.
Yeah, I know. You're gleeking or whatever they used to call it.
Gleek. Remember that? Gleek?
Yeah, I remember. I know I never could do it, but.
Gleek. I had a kid that we grew up with that could do that.
I knew a kid that could shoot from here to the lights over there.
How do they do that, man?
I don't know.
They got like a little pump and a hose in their mouth.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Well, welcome back in. Man, that was great. I mean that. Jason Brindley is just a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet and talk with him in person.
He's one of those guys that, it's kind of like you start talking to him, you're like, man, I'd like to talk to this guy more often.
I would.
Or hear what he has to say.
Yeah. The more he spoke, I was like, man, I want to hear what else he's got up his sleeve.
He was like 5 minutes in, and Jason goes, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
5 minutes, man.
Yeah.
That's
saying something for me.
That's what I was going to say, man. Jason don't get impressed easily,
No.
First time he met me, he's like, I don't want to talk to that guy anymore for a while. Took about 7 meetings for us to finally become friends, Well, on this day in 1778, a guy named Oliver Pollock, a New Orleans businessman. What did he create? 1778.
Don't have a clue.
He created the dollar symbol.
Oh, really?
The dollar symbol. Pretty much the greatest thing ever created with absolute minimal effort. 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, pretty lazy invention, by the way, though. First off, the S already existed, And may I point out the dollar doesn't even begin with an S. The word dollar doesn't.
I know.
So it makes you wonder, like, where did it come from? Have no idea. Hey, in 1789, the House of Representatives held their first full meeting in New York City.
Okay.
Very important here. They eventually moved up to the Capitol in Washington, D.C. On this date, 1826, the internal combustion engine was patented by none other than the Samuel Morey. Never heard of him, but it was the Samuel Morey. For many years, he was told to stop internalizing things. Okay. Combustible engine, internal engine, get it?
I got you.
1853, Cincinnati became the first U.S. city to pay firefighters a regular salary.
Interesting.
It was a hot time there in Cincinnati for that. Hot time for them. On this date in 1864, we were talking about insurance earlier. Well, the first accident policy was issued in Hartford, Connecticut. I wonder if that's like the Hartford Insurance Company.
Probably.
Because that's who I had back in the day for my business. Unfortunately, it was the it was insurance that the guy would never end up in Hartford, so they had to pay their way out right away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't ever get Jason. These are horrible every time.
They are. I don't know why you keep trying to read them.
1889, the very first dishwashing machine was sold in Chicago.
Really?
Very first dishwashing. It was sold to a person with a kitchen sink, counters, and a floor full of dirty dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't wash their dishes. They just put them in the floor, right?
I guess.
Just 6 short hours later, a wife said to her husband, "You're loading it wrong." There we go. That one was pretty good.
That was a good one.
Oh, man. And finally, someone had invented a use for all those bottles of Cascade that have been stacking up.
Mm-hmm.
Cascade back in the day. On this date, 1929, a guy named Louis Marx introduced the world's very first yo-yo.
Okay.
But over the years, the yo-yo, it had its ups and downs.
It did.
It was immediately much more popular.
This like corny dad joke website or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's called the yo-yo, right?
Right.
So it immediately was much more popular than the yo that had been released the year before. Because they only had the yo then,
Yeah.
It gave economists, people that study the economy, economists, something to use in comparing the stock market.
Mm-hmm. Up and down.
Yep, over the years, it really has experienced a lot of ups and downs, the yo-yo. Superman debuted in the comic strips in 1938. Did you ever read comics growing up? Were you a comic?
Yeah, a little bit. I saw a few, mainly in the newspaper.
What was up until that time, that was the main superhero, Superman, 1938. Yeah. Today is Edible Book Day.
What's an edible book?
Don't go to the library and eat books, please. It's International Fun at Work Day today.
Let's have some fun at work today.
Oh,
what
man.
are you going to do?
Me? I'm just on this show.
That's all you're going to do today?
I got a lot here at the church. We're going to shoot some video today. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
National Tomfooleries Day today.
Tomfooleries
Day. National Sourdough hey, Sourdough Bread Day. And also,
I like sourdough bread.
I'm not a fan.
I love it.
I just like a good regular piece of bread.
I
don't want my bread fancy.
The thing is about sourdough is, if you ever have like really, good fresh sourdough, it's just unique.
I'm not a fan. Never have been. Not a fan of it, Jason.
Okay.
National 1 cent day today too. 1 cent. That's about all I got. In fact, I may be negative cents right now. My Walker County Federal Credit Union hasn't alerted me yet this morning that, that I'm negative. Mm-hmm. So. April Fool's Day. Don't trust anyone today, by the way.
No, especially Rob.
Yeah, because I told you about that job I got up there at Lubbock that was just kidding. Just a suggestion, randomly in the hour, here's what we should have done. That doesn't even make sense. Never mind. No. There's not even any fun ones here. No. There's Susan Boyle. Have you ever heard of her? Oh, she is. So there was there's like America's Got Talent. There's Britain's Got Talent.
Okay.
When Susan was on the show,
is that lady that they were kind of making fun of until she sang?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. Don't just look at somebody or
she had this something. They were like caught off guard. They were like, they were laughing. They were like kind of laughing at her stuff, and
yes.
And then she opened up and went to singing, and Boy, she put it down.
She was one of the best I've heard. She sang that song, I Dreamed a Dream, that just the jaws, even the judges, they should be ashamed of themselves. Their jaws dropped. She turned 64 years old today.
Really?
Crazy to think that that's how fast time flies. A couple of things you need to know today. The U.S. Postal Service, you'll get it in 2 months, celebrated the launch.
Snail mail.
They celebrated the launch of a new Betty White stamp with a special ceremony held at the Los Angeles Zoo. Fans gathered to witness the unveiling of the stamp, which honors the late actress's legacy and her love for animals. Betty White was a great one. Former NFL star, now Thursday Night Football broadcaster Richard Sherman. Boy, check this out. He was robbed at gunpoint last Saturday with his family.
Really?
This was in Seattle. He posted pictures of the robbers saying, house being robbed at gunpoint with my family in it isn't what anyone wants for a birthday gift. A scary situation that my wife handled masterfully and kept my kids safe. If anyone has any info that can help these people, please reach out. Boy, that is tough. I mean, that's something I wanted to highlight with you. You know, folks that are engaged in this kind of activity are getting more and more bold now. And you see things happen in plain daylight, Jason.
You do, every day. Yep.
And
it's not waiting until it's dark outside. They, and they have no, they really don't have any remorse or any, respect for you or your belongings, or in some cases, it may call your life.
You've always got to keep your head on a swivel. That's what Jason's taught me.
You do.
Be aware of your surroundings. Check this out. Here's something you need to know. In is it Bulgaria? That's how you say it. In Bulgaria. Well, that sounds like a good old East Texas word. Sounds like something you'd eat for lunch. Hey, boy, what are you going to have? I'm going to have some Bulgaria. Bulgaria, both teams listen to this. Both teams at a soccer game lined the field, and then a moment of silence was held for one of the players who had recently passed away. This player had recently died. You hear that? Pretty good gesture. But here's the kicker, though. After the game, there was a post on the home team's Facebook page that said the player was actually still alive. So something had happened. They thought that this person passed away before the game. They held a moment of silence. They found out this person was still alive.
Interesting.
So I guess it's the thought that counts, right?
I guess.
Full House star Dave Collier became a grandfather for the first time. He was not my favorite actor on that show. That's Joey. That was Joey. He thought he was funny, and I never thought his comedy was funny. But congratulations for being a grandpa.
Yep.
Bruce Glover, best known for the villain in Sean. Wait, I'm trying to get this. I'm Sean Connery. I can't do it anymore. I am the last one. There it is. I'm the last one. Sean Connery. Sean Connery's 1971 James Bond classic Diamonds Are Forever as Mr. Wint, an assassin. He has passed away. Bruce Glover, at 92 years old. His son Crispin was George McFly in Back to the Future. I did not know that was his son. A couple of other things here. A tree that's nearly 2 centuries old, 200 years old, Jason, going to be cut down and removed from the White House grounds. This is a southern magnolia, stands near the curved portico on the south side of the building. It's where foreign leaders are often welcomed for ceremonial visits and where the president departs to board his Marine One helicopter. Here's why. It doesn't say why. I guess it's just old. According to the National Park Service website, folklore tells us that President Andrew Jackson brought the tree's seeds from his home near Nashville, Tennessee. It was planted in honor of his wife, Rachel, who died shortly before he took office in 1829. So I guess that it's just time for the tree to go on. 200 years, that's a long time to go, right? That is pretty much it. Here's today's impossible question. 22% of women admit that when they meet another woman, this annoys them. 22% of women said that when they meet another woman, this annoys them.
I'm not even going to guess.
We'll go back to that. The average cost of a check engine light repair, you know how much that is, Jason?
No, how much?
$400.
Okay.
You ever had a check engine light that you've just left on forever and didn't worry about it? But then you can't pass inspection when that thing's on.
You got to know how to do it.
You got to reset it and then go quickly.
No, bro.
Give us some inside information here to help the rest
of it. Pop that dash loose.
Yeah.
Get your piece of that black electrician's tape. and you put it right over that light, and then you put the dash back together, and you don't see it.
Oh, okay. All right. There's your inside information here on the morning show this morning.
I mean, it's kind of like the ABS light if you're a commercial truck driver. You know, that's like the most common light to come on your trailer because the sensor's dirty or bad.
Yeah.
So what do most guys do? Well, you're not going to go spend $400 or $500 at the shop because you have to, like, take everything apart to figure it out. No, you just go back there and you unplug the wire.
I did that on our golf cart because it makes this annoying backup alarm. Yeah. I had to unplug that. I was like, that's so embarrassing. You're backing up and you hear a golf cart and you hear, I was like, that thing's going. 12% of parents admit to stealing their kids' school supplies from work to save money. Now, I wouldn't do that. Taking the pencils from school to give to your kids, or from work to give to your kids to go to school. About 25% of the United States loves to go boating. I'm one of the 75 that don't. I'm not a big boater fan. You like going on a boat?
I do.
Do you still get to do that from time to time, or does that help that?
You know, it's we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
See what the weather does this year. See if there's a bunch of weeds or not.
Boy, according to a poll of 5,000 Americans, over 1/3 of us do not shower or bathe every day. I have to, man. It's like my morning routine. And here's the deal. Why don't I do it at night? I take throughout the day you get all murky and
yeah, that's what I'm wondering, man.
I take a shower in the morning.
Yeah. Poor Bridget.
It wakes me up.
Yeah.
I take a shower.
My wife does too.
There's also people that say that it's bad to bathe every day because the bacteria helps keep your body healthy.
Well, and it takes away the natural oils and stuff like that, you know. I don't know.
I still bathe every day, so. Let's go back to today's impossible question. You know what? Let's see if Rick Boning can answer this. He's our winner today.
Is he?
I went ahead and gave it away.
Did you? That sounds like a European phone ring.
No, I'm not.
Hello.
Yeah, hi there, feller.
Oh, I know who you are.
I know. I even said your name. I've never given away a name before I called him, and I said, let's see if Rick Boning knows the answer to this question. You ready for it?
Okay. Hit me.
Well, I can't physically because you're far away. We're through the phone. 22%.
Okay.
22% of women, Rick, okay, listen, 22% of women admit that when they meet another woman, this is what annoys them. So if you're a woman and you meet another woman, here's what annoys you about that other woman.
Why are you only asking it to men?
Well, I'm just asking Rick. He may know. What do you think it is, Rick?
22% of women, when they meet another woman, something annoys them.
Yes, about that other woman.
The way she's dressed.
Close, but not it. Well, actually not close. Jason, what would you say?
Maybe her hairstyle.
Hairstyle, yeah, that could annoy them. You know, look at Betty today. She must have went to the
Bless her heart.
Rick, Betty went to the $high salon. I can only go to the $10 one. Look at her. Well, here,
look at me. I don't have any hair.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. Oh, look at Rick. He doesn't even have to go. Must be nice.
That's it.
Here's what annoys them. They have the same name as their kids. 22% of women say that annoys them.
Okay. I don't know anybody like that.
I don't either. So
okay.
All right. These are horrible. Every day these are horrible, Rick. Do you have any hey, can you give us some sort of a joke or just some sort of Rick Boning insight that we can take with us today that'll turn this show around?
I wouldn't hang out with those kind of women.
Well, hey, I got a little gift bag for you today. You're going to be here tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, then I'll just save it for you tomorrow then. So we got a little swag
What
bag.
a guy.
We got a swag bag coming your way today.
Bag.
We got a swag bag coming your way today, Rick, all right?
Do I got a swagger when I pick it up?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
On the podcast.
If you could please.
I can do that.
Yeah, if you could please walk in here with a, what was that movie, Grease? You know, their hair was all slicked up and they looked.
Yeah. The leather coat with the white
T-shirt. I need a leather coat, white T-shirt.
And a wig.
Cigarettes rolled up in a T-shirt.
Yeah.
And a wig.
And no hair.
And a wig. A greased up wig, Rick, okay?
I don't have a greased up wig.
We'll bring you one.
You'll have to.
All right. Well, hey, man, Jason.
I got a wig. It's a clown wig, but I got one probably.
We'll bring it on.
Hey, that'll work.
Bring it in. Hey, Rick is with 0 Degree Creations, also Tomorrow's Promise, and a lot of great events happening with Tomorrow's Promise. Go to unleashyourimagination.org to get involved. with some upcoming events. And Rick, Jason's got a question for you.
Rick, what are you thankful for today, sir?
I am thankful for the Hello Huntsville show. You guys always make my day.
You just teared me up.
I know.
As I spit on Jason again for the second consecutive time.
Man, say it, don't spray it, brother.
I've been spraying it on Jason all morning today. All right.
So, Rick, when you're on the show tomorrow, make sure you sit further away from him. Put Kay in the middle.
I need to bring a face shield.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, you need to bring one of those. Yeah, please bring one.
Hey, man, I can loan you this mask thing that I keep in the truck if you want to borrow it.
Yeah,
please. It's got charcoal filters, full face piece, you know.
Yeah, I'm in. Is it a gas mask too?
It looks kind of like a gas mask.
Hey, Rick,
I'm in.
Before you go, we need a word of the day. Can you give us some sort of because you have such an expansive vocabulary, can you give us some sort of high-end word of the day, please?
Osculate.
Osculate. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm. Kiss.
Osculate.
Mm-hmm.
So I should go home.
Kiss.
So it means to kiss.
Yes.
Osculate. Okay. All right. I usually osculate my wife every day before I leave.
Mm-hmm.
See, doesn't that sound very disturbing?
Yeah,
it does. Sounds like a form of medieval torture.
Yeah, osculate. Yeah. All right, brother. Well, hey, we'll see you tomorrow, man. And God bless you, Rick. Thank you, buddy.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
All right.
Yes,
see you later. Hey, I'd mentioned earlier, switching gears before we go, Jason, that I said that someone had mentioned to keep someone in their prayers. Well, she has publicly posted that, so I'll read this here. It is from Richard and Linda Horn. From Linda Horn. And Linda says, "Good morning, Huntsville. Prayers for Richard as he undergoes surgery today to reattach the retina in his left eye. Praying for a full recovery of vision in that eye." And so just keep the Horn family in your prayers today. He'll have that surgery at noon. So it is our good buddy Richard Horn.
He's a good dude.
Great man. Just a good down-to-earth, another down-to-earth.
Just a down-to-earth old country guy.
Tells it how it is, and a great man. So, well, hey, that'll wrap it up. Fun show today with Jason Brandolini of the Chamber and of Jason Thompson of Guardian Defense. Jason, what's going on at the Guard before we go, man?
Not a whole lot. You know, I've been kind of staying off the feet, so I've been taking it slow.
Taking it slow.
Taking it easy.
Taking it easy.
Yep.
That's it. Okay. That was my singing today.
Okay.
We'll be back tomorrow.
I'm glad it was at the end of the show.
There you go.
Everybody already logged off.
We'll be on tomorrow. Our friends from Alpha Omega Academy joining the show tomorrow. They're going to talk a little bit about their upcoming future family days here on Good Morning Huntsville. So make sure to join us.
Who's going to represent them tomorrow?
A lady named Katie Fritsch joining us here on the show tomorrow. So we'll have Katie on. And that'll tie in perfectly because Wednesday, it's Tomorrow's Promises with us. And we always talk about education and child care. And so it'll be good to have them on tomorrow. And then we'll have First Touch Family joining us on Thursday. So excited to have them. Friday, though, right now, the show is still open.
The show is open?
The show is open on Friday. So, but that will wrap it up. Thank you for hanging out with us today and being a part of this program and platform as we continue to promote the good here in the community. WCRC today at noon.
WCRC at noon.
So if you're a business or you want to learn more about getting involved, come to the networking meeting.
Yep.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, 1700 Norman Park in the Sam Houston Community Room.
Come on down there and get the rest of it.
That's it.
That'll wrap it up, friends. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 7:30, as I end every show, reminding you we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not.
We're not.
We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until tomorrow, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We will see you back at it bright and early tomorrow morning. And Jason, we'll see you later, buddy.
See you.